another term at Rydell High with Michelle Pfeiffer and Maxwell Caulfield.
Tonight we're gonna show you how to do it right. We're gonna start tonight.
There's more romance and rock and roll in Grease 2.
For tonight, we're gonna score. Oh, hey, hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews. And tonight, we are going to be reviewing the movie Grease. And you know I love my sequels, but honestly, this it was an interesting movie, honestly, compared to the first one. And I did a lot of comparing to the first one, but we're gonna get into it because tonight, unfortunately, there are two people missing. So what did I decide to do? I decided to shave my head so that I can look like them, so I can fill the void. Because those two guys, I mean, they decided just to run. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. Just because we're doing a girly movie, come on, guys. But anyway, I'm being joined tonight by none other than C the Superior and someone who changed her name to Annette. Ooh. Very interesting. So now, ladies, what do you think about? Oh, I'm sorry. I was adding you in and I kicked you out. I'm sorry. I did it again.
Wow.
The hate is real. Like,
wow,
what's going on here?
misogyny. Wow.
Exactly. Misogyny strikes again.
My hands are behind my back. I'm gonna stop touching control. I'm sorry.
Just on my very own pick, I get treated like this. Look at this.
Yeah. So now this was Chrissy's pick. So I'm assuming, actually, it's only right that you go first because,
All right. Well, okay. So yeah, like we said, this was my pick this week, and I wanted to pick Grease 2 because, of course, I love musicals. You know, they're my thing. And whenever you talk about musicals, inevitably someone brings up the first Grease. And, I feel like Grease 2 is like the little redheaded stepchild that no one ever talks about. And it's a shame. Grease has its flowers. It's a great film, wonderful soundtrack. But I wanted to put a little spotlight on Grease 2 because it is also a good movie, in my opinion. We'll see what everyone else thinks. So that's why I picked it this week.
Well, I really enjoyed this movie so much. I'd seen it a couple times before, several times, as you probably would have guessed. I want to agree with C the Superior. The soundtrack to this, I could listen to without the movie, but it definitely adds an amazing visual element. It gives me all of the things that I loved about Grease, the original. And pumps it up some, I think, with a little bit of an 80s flair. I love the whole motorcycle obsession of these teenagers. Yes. It was so cool and funny, and I think a unique way to flip the good guy Michael into like this bad boy that that's really mysterious, and everybody's kind of like, whoo, like razzled by or roused by. It was just a really cool movie. I thought it was really, really interesting, and they talked very comfortably about sex, which in the first one they kind of touch on it a little bit, but they're wary of getting too in detail. Well, this one went straight for it, and I thought that was both necessary in a way, because teenage sex happens, and if you're going to tell a story about teens, then that is something to definitely add to the story, and they did it in a funny way that I thought was good too. So
you were talking about the motorcycles, and as I was watching it, I was thinking about this other movie that came out like way later, but it was called Superstar with you know what I'm talking about? And she was like Molly so in love with that guy.
Yes, Molly Shannon.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes. It's really goofy, like that movie. And it doesn't take itself too seriously, which I think you don't feel that way about the first movie, but it does have its very Broadway style ensemble moments. But it just really doesn't take itself seriously. It's so funny and cute. Yeah, it was just cool. I definitely loved it as a follow-up as well.
All right. So I'll go because I have a couple things to say about this movie. Okay. So for one, I did like the character of Michael. I thought, it was a nice turn to see like, okay, the innocent guy as opposed to like the innocent girl from the last movie through Sandy. Yep. I did feel like that. I don't want to say this. I felt less of a connection with their love story than I did with Sandy and most Danny's love story, because his seems a little more superficial. Like he didn't know anything about her, and was suddenly he just thought she was beautiful, and not even speaking 2 words to her, and he like was doing everything just to have a chance at her. I thought it was a little superficial, and the fact that I don't know, it just their love story doesn't feel like a real love story like Sandy's did.
They didn't have a backstory.
No backstory.
About
it was
just summertime the same way the first one did. Yeah.
Yes, you didn't feel the connection really. She wasn't even feeling him until he put the goggles on and the motorcycle. So I was like, what's really going on here? This doesn't feel like it's meant to last. Like, I don't know. But yeah, the songs, I enjoyed all of the songs. They were all kicking, all bops. Except there was one that was like a little and speaking of the sex that was going on in the movie when they were in the it was 2 actually, when they were in the bunker and they were talking about you got to do it for your country and stuff. He's literally lying.
That was the funniest thing.
No, he's lying, pretending that there's bombs going off. I was like, hold on.
That was so funny.
What was his plan after if they did the do right?
It doesn't work for now. It doesn't work for now, for sure.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't translate well in today.
You don't care enough, but it's that. No, yeah, definitely not.
So that was one, and the other one with what's his name, Johnny and the boys. After first of all, the way he was treating that girl throughout the movie, I never even realized like their dynamic because I was watching when I was young, and I was just like, okay, this is it's a movie to watch. But he dated Stephanie. And then started sleeping with old girl, but still wanted Stephanie and was treating old girl like trash. I was like, even she got tired of it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he wanted. They were just expressing that he wanted the girl he couldn't have.
Yeah, but that and they're friends, but her and her are friends. It's like that's really messy. And
high school relationships.
Yeah, I guess giving very much Degrassi, next gen. But there was the other song that they had that after the girls were decided that y'all are you're doing too much to try to comfort Stephanie and all of that, and then they come up with this song talking about we need to score tonight and we're gonna the cheat on our girlfriend song. That's what I call it.
And
that was exactly what they're doing. What you say, Vic?
The girls were into it too.
No, the guys, they were none the wiser.
He's talking about reproduction.
Oh, reproduction. Yeah, that one.
Reproduction.
I swear I don't remember that song in the TV version.
They used all the plant parts.
Where does the pollen go?
Yes. Yes. No, you know what's great? It's very informative because a lot of people don't know that information. So like I really, really like that song.
And they did say safe sex. They were like promoting safe sex in that song, which is important because it came out in the early 80s. And you all know how the AIDS epidemic was rampant. They were still acting like it was an LGBTQ disease, but it's not. And they were advocating for protected sex in that movie, which more power to them. I love it. And they made it in a catchy song.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Thank you for the lyrics to the song, but it's not.
Right. I'm so Charmaine actually liked one of my picks. What?
I mean, this movie, I understand why the guys left. This movie is very, very, very girly. It's very like
even the Prowling, that was their big Hollywood number was Prowling. They changed the setup.
I mean, it's still
silhouettes.
It's still very like you know what the thing is? It's very Tuxedo Mask, like for lack of a better.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
drama.
Yeah, it's really like, oh my God, he's a mystery guy. Oh my God.
Mhm.
You know that all that. So like it's the like it kind of turned me off in that aspect because I felt like the guy should be like just be yourself. I feel like he was being SAWFT by
Mhm.
pretending to be the Fonz, but it worked out. It worked out for him. He ended up getting a girl, and he got a T-Bird jacket.
He
I'm
learned
like,
a new skill. He taught himself a new skill, 2 new skills,
yeah,
like maintenance.
and
Mhm.
I don't. I wonder how much work it was to make that hair like that because these
Oh
people
my
don't have that
God.
kind of hair.
Yeah, he was definitely giving the James Dean. Like
You
I
mean the leader of the
appreciate it.
T-Birds or Michael?
No, just all of them.
The leader of the T-Birds, he had that sky high like
Mhm.
bouffant.
Mhm.
Oh, and speaking of hair, the teacher, the little hot toddy teacher.
I
He was
loved her.
gone.
I
That
loved her.
I really thought, and mind you, like there was certain parts of this movie that was just a little much, right? Like in the beginning when Michael was dating a little girl, he's like, "Oh, just call it a date," and I'm just like, "What are you doing, bro?"
Well,
You know
I
what I
didn't think
mean?
it was that. It was, like a sweet big brother
Yeah,
type
it wasn't like
situation.
you taking it all.
With the 2020 mind, I'm just like, all right, you need to rephrase that.
Right.
You need to, like, you know what I mean? Don't. And mind you, it even comes back to it at the end of the movie. She's like, "Listen, we can't see each other anymore." And mind you, it is jokey, but still, like,
Because she got somebody her age. It's age
yeah,
appropriate.
yeah.
Mhm.
We can't see each other. Okay, shoot flat job. Like,
But yeah, the whole movie was given so many different movies for me, and I wonder if they pulled from this because I was definitely feeling some High School Musical there. I was feeling some Superstar there. I
I
was
was feeling Goof Troop
Goof Troop. Oh, okay. Him
because
trying to
of.
impress the girl.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yeah.
it's inspirational. See,
I
it's
was
finally
like,
getting its
like,
flowers. I appreciate
Goof
this. A lot of
Troop.
movies pull from it. You know, Roxanne, Stephanie,
yeah, he's trying to impress the girl, and he does all that
changed
stuff
everything all around.
and lies to the girl and tells her all
Hmm.
the lies, and then
Okay. Yeah, right.
that-
Well,
that-
she wouldn't even
I-
give him a chance because she needed a cool rider. And he had
Yeah.
to be,
Great
and he
song.
became one. He became one. She made him a better man.
Yeah. Or he changed himself. But is that the real moral of this? Because he really did change his whole thing off of a girl he never met, just saw her and was like, oh, she's so beautiful. I gotta have her. Let me change everything about myself. Which is
You know,
I don't know about that, how I feel about that message.
at the same time, that's very high school.
Yeah.
It is very high school. I mean, as far as like the aspects of high school, it's very accurate. Like for a lot of the boys, the main goal is to get laid before you graduate. I at least I remember it was like that in the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know about now, but it's very, very high school. Everything about it. And that part of it I liked. You know what I mean? Even though it was I really like the reproduction song and like all the songs were great. The one thing that I appreciated the most is that instead of focusing on one couple, it was several. Because there are many different couples had different dynamics. You know what I mean? And in the end, it was just like, all right, we're all doing this thing, and like, all right, you didn't want me before, but now you want me, and now you let her go over there, and now you want me, and then all the other couples that were trying to do it. And I really liked the end when the guy was like, am I ever gonna score? And she's like, why can't we just like each other? That is a very powerful message. I like that. And yeah, like it was enjoyable. It was definitely enjoyable. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it was very girly. So there's still a part of me that's just like, but I would watch this with my wife. I mean, my fiance. Whenever she wants to be.
It's a romantic movie. It's a romantic comedy. It's got some songs. It's got some bops. It's got some feels. It's got like all the drama you want, but still funny. But I think we're going to go ahead and go into our first commercial before we go into our final thoughts, guys. So one moment, and we'll talk. We'll show what we'll be doing next week, which is also my pick. So it's going to be another fantastic movie.
You got a double pick.
Because, okay, I'll say this on air because you guys seem to forget, like you forgot. 2 things. You guys left me in the room. Y'all told me we were going to shoot that day. No one showed up. I was the only one there. And they were like, oh, yeah, we owe you a movie. That never happened, so I took it. And also my birthday. No one said nothing for my
I knew
birthday.
it was your birthday. I knew it was for your birthday.
See, thank you. And so I got an extra pick for my birthday. So thank you very much for forgetting twice.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
But it's okay.
Happy belated.
No problem. That's why I get my 2 picks. And the next one is coming up next week, and we're going to run the commercial. Wait a minute.
This story is about love. At the Moulin Rouge.
All right. So it will be the Moulin Rouge. I don't know if you guys remember this movie, but it was so big back in the day. They had the song with, Little Kim and Pink and Mai and everybody on it, and Christina Aguilera blowing up the scene. Great movie. I can't wait to talk about it. And I don't know if we're doing it on Tuesday or Thursday, but whatever day Chris is going to be on, that's the day he's going to, because he's going to watch.
That's right.
I remember the song, and we went to the Moulin Rouge, but then they were just like, "Oh, it's $200 to get in." So he was like, "You know what? We'll take a picture from the front."
Mm-hmm.
So,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
We good.
But we're going to go into our final thoughts of the movie. So who would like to go first?
Well,
Unless we have a recasted. Did anybody do a recasted?
I did not.
no.
I didn't either. I
think
have
this
an
is
unofficial one
well-casted.
that I thought of.
It should be recasted. I think it's
Well, I have an unofficial recasted. As we were doing this, talking about it, I said, okay, who could play Stephanie? In the whole movie, she was giving me, what's her name? Ooh, it's escaping me. You know who I'm talking about? Birds of Prey, Joker's girl,
Margot Robbie.
Yes. Margot Robbie. I feel like they made it because first of all, none of these people are teenagers anyway.
Purpose of Bay Ridge. Wow.
Yes, because these 30-year-old teenagers, she could definitely play.
Nah.
The way she was acting, popping the gum.
Maybe 5 years ago. Maybe 5 years ago. Maybe, but hell no. No shade to Margot Robbie. She's gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous, but she can't play no high schooler no more. To me, maybe when she first came out, for sure, and personality wise, definitely.
Yeah, definitely personality. But these some old high schoolers looking at me. I feel like they definitely did better than the first one. Though the first one, they were just outrageously old to be honest.
Yes, they can make it in a community college.
Yes.
A cool.
Right, it's taking place in the 70s this time. Just age it up a little bit.
Idea.
But who would like to go first? Final thoughts.
Well, it should be you because this is your movie.
All right. Well, of course, I'm going to have to give this movie a thumbs up for all the reasons I stated before. It's a great, fun film. I like how campy it is sometimes. I like how the songs. Is it as good as the first one? Maybe not. But is it a good movie? Yes, it was enjoyable. I watched it again, and it's just a good time. Thumbs up.
I'll go next. I really appreciated the follow-up to the original. Michelle Pfeiffer is hilarious as this tough girl, and this gentle, sweet British guy butching himself up to be this manly motorcycle guy for her. I thought was so cute. I loved the way that they flipped that from the first one with Sandy, kind of changing her vibe up at the end of that one. The music was amazing, and the only thing I can say that pales in comparison to the first one was that big Broadway style production of the song Prowlin' with the T-Birds. Now, it was really great. Don't get me wrong. It was really, really good. But it definitely pales in comparison to the big show of the school dance in the original. No one can beat Cha-Cha Di Gregorio, okay? That lady,
the best dancer.
That lady, God rest her soul. That lady was the best dancer I have ever seen. on film at that point. And that dance scene kills to this day still. That being said, a lot of these songs were amazing, fabulous. And I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It was great. Loved it.
Okay, thumbs up. Here we are.
Oh, hey, I found an intro for myself.
Yeah, she said, because how did that still get in here? Oh, you wanted to be your intro.
Everybody has an intro. I don't have an intro. I found it. Okay. What do I think about this movie? First of all, I'm mad that it's not connected to the first one. The only way it's connected to the first one is with the jackets and the cars. I wish, because I feel like this is a standalone movie, and I feel like this movie was not just a charade. Also, it should have been called Lubrication, because it was very, very, and very sexually involved, which I can appreciate. But you know, I really think that this could have been a standalone movie. Why? Because I thought that the sequel was going to be probably a continuation of some of the characters, maybe the summer after the school, maybe they were going to go to college, maybe it was going to be something with a continuation of the people that we met. But no, they go a completely different route with this young, sexy bombshell named Michelle Pfeiffer and make her the center of this whole thing. Now, did it work? Yes, it did. It certainly did. But still, you know what I mean? I wanted to see a little bit more John Travolta. I want to see a little bit more of, you know. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with a bunch of girl cousins, and I got into that. Right? So it is what it is. So, like, you know, and then when I went to go see this movie, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it for what it is. I'm not as critical as my contemporaries. However, there are things that I wish, you know, to call it Grease 2, you know what I mean? I wish you would actually make it a continuation. All you really did was just make a new set of T-Birds and a new set of Pink Ladies, right? But then I feel like the dynamic behind being a T-Bird or a Pink Lady wasn't necessarily there outside of the motorcycles and just the pop collars. You know what I mean? So, like, there's definitely a lot to say. However, it was enjoyable. I definitely did enjoy it. Like I said before, I would watch this with my wife and, you know, just talk crap or just watch them back to back and see, you know what I mean? But, and mind you, it would be nice to see like a Grease 3, like a 2021 Grease 3 with a bunch of kids singing off of their phones or something. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
That's giving Disney Channel. If they do another one, I still want it to be like, you know, back in the days.
They can keep that. They can keep that.
Maybe they do something in the 80s with the girls with the big hair and all of that, you know. Now, the one
it's gotta
thing
be in the 70s, man, because they did the 50s and the 60s.
The one thing that I did notice is that it was pretty time accurate. They mentioned Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy and Jackie Kennedy and all of that. I just wish there was a little more of any of this at all.
I don't think schools were integrated yet.
I don't think they were there. They probably weren't. 1961. Yeah, they probably weren't. It was 19. We
should do Hairspray. There's a little bit of that in there.
They sure did. They sure did.
That is true. That is true. But, you know, other than that, thumbs up. I'm sorry.
There's one thing I gotta mention that I forgot. There were a couple people carried into this era of Grease. From the last one, the principal, Blanche, the secretary, but most importantly, Leo's old ass from the rival biker gang.
Yeah. Oh yes. What was he doing there on the track and field?
Still bullying high school kids. The man is like 38 and still bullying high school kids. Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Can we talk about how that should not be? Even in the 1950s,
Facts.
Like that should not be a thing. Leo, take your old butt to work.
He was picking up his homeboy for work with the friend, the other T-Bird. I don't forget his name, but one of them was looking old as hell. I was like, what is he doing here?
He's a super duper senior at this point.
Yes.
Like it's been years, Leo. You need to graduate.
After 21, you're not really supposed to he going back. Like,
Somebody needs to tell him that because he's still hanging around.
Still
with
hanging
high school
around,
kids.
looking like a predator.
Being a predator.
But you know what? I wonder why didn't John Travolta and them come back for the sequel? Did they not reach out to them? Were they busy? Like, did they? I wonder why that happened.
I mean, you know, the money probably wasn't there. He was probably too uppity because you could see that the production value wasn't that big.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. They were lucky to get who they got.
And then dude got big with this movie, and then probably Saturday Night Fever came out, and he started. You know what I mean? And after that, he blew up. So,
Yeah.
We got a controversial. Grease 2 is a good movie, but not better than. Okay, not. I thought you said it was better. Okay, I'll agree.
You was about to get spicy.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No, it's not. I mean, but you see, the truth is most sequels aren't. Like, I like sequels because it's a continuation of the story. But unfortunately, a lot of times it's not necessarily, And I was actually talking to Chris about this today. My favorite sequel is Return of Jafar, because I just like how the genie came back. But
of all time?
I mean, yeah.
My dude, what?
Honestly, my favorite Disney song is "You're Only Second Rate." That's why.
That's a good.
I vaguely remember that one. I think it was good.
I just watched it. I had that on VHS, and I remember. And I had part 3 on VHS. But yeah, you're right. That is a really good sequel. It's cheaper, much cheaper made.
Straight to DVD?
Cheaper quality. Aladdin too.
Mm-hmm.
Disney's in these sequels. They were going through a rough period with these sequels for a while.
I still gotta see Lion King too. I'm still trying to figure that out. But.
That one was a good one.
We you know what we should have done is watch Grease live as well.
Oh, word! They did that.
They did on TV. Yeah, I think they did it on Fox. I don't know how good it was. They was doing them live shows for a while. And some were hits and some were misses.
That's true.
Well, before we go on, let's end this episode. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave us a like and share our videos if you enjoyed our videos. Let us know if you prefer Grease 1 or Grease 2. And meet us here next week for Moulin Rouge to close out musical month, guys. We were extended a little bit, but we're still going to make it happen. So see you later. Goodbye.